Let's talk about loading agreements and funding into Oracle EBS. It's an easy enough task, but with large volumes it can be daunting. The native forms in EBS are clunky and difficult to navigate. Wouldn't it be nicer if you could maintain agreement and funding information in Oracle directly from Microsoft Excel? With the MorphWraps Agreement and Funding Wizard you can. Today we'll see how that can really bring benefits. We'll watch our Projects Administrator Susan entering a list of agreements she's received from one of her teams. We'll see how long it takes her entering them manually, and then look at what gains she might expect using the Agreement and Funding Wizard. In our case, Susan receives a file in tabular form with the relevant information she needs to load. Here she is entering the data for the first agreement using the EBS agreement form. For each agreement there's a lot of steps. It's a lot of clicking around, and just entering this simple 3 funding line agreement took a number of minutes in real time. I don't know about you, but I'd rather see a better option. So let's look at the MorphWraps Agreement and Funding Wizard. Using the wizard, Susan can use the file she was supplied with to load the information directly into Oracle from Microsoft Excel. We're looking at the new agreements list she received earlier. The data is already tabulated, so it's easy for her to transfer into the MorphWraps wizard using copy and paste. Here's the Agreement and Funding Wizard. You can see toolbars at the top to control the process, lightly colored columns to hold the data elements, and darker ones for the feedback from Oracle. All the agreement and funding columns are available, and you can add and remove as many as you like to fit in with your requirements. In this case, she's already set it up to match the data format she expects in her report, and that means when she pastes the text in, all the data from the report appears in the correct columns in the wizard. For values not there in the report, she can enter them in directly into the agreement or funding row, or double-click on the entry to open up an edit form. Because she's not yet logged in, she's prompted to do so. She enters her user and password and selects the appropriate responsibility from the list. It needs to be one that has access to agreements in project accounting. In the edit form, all the Oracle validations are available, with search buttons, drop-downs, and helpful tools on the appropriate controls. To create the agreement record, she needs to set the upload action to create from the available actions in the top drop-down. To save time, she can also enter it into the defaults row here, and it will be applied to all the rows being loaded. She'll do the same for the funding data. When she's ready, she goes up to the Agreement and Funding Wizard toolbar and clicks Upload. You can see she has the option here to upload the cursor selection or the whole sheet. She'll do the whole sheet. The 32 funded agreements are loaded in moments. It would have taken more than an hour to do this manually. The accepted status shows the agreements and funding went up cleanly, and any errors returned by the validation or API would be reported in this way too. And obviously we can verify all worked as expected by taking one of those agreement numbers and looking in Oracle. There's the new agreement, and the funding lines are there as expected. Updates and maintenance jobs can be done easily in the wizard too. Here's an example. Susan's been given a list of agreements that need to be deactivated. She can copy and paste those agreement numbers into the wizard and then use those values to download the agreements into the worksheet, where she'll make changes and upload the changed values. She sets the default value Update in the Upload Action column and uses an Excel formula to default the expiry date to today. Then she simply clicks on Upload. The whole job is done in a matter of seconds. As you can see, the Agreement and Funding Wizard is the easiest method to maintain your agreement and funding records in Oracle EBS. As with all MorphWraps wizards, it's completely configurable. It supports both the agreement and funding descriptive flex fields and uses the Oracle seeded public APIs, keeping you safely in step with your Oracle support contract. You can pre-validate with edit forms and take advantage of copy and paste and all those nice features of Excel. So why not reach out to one of our sales team, or download it directly from the MorphWraps website and take a look for yourself.